XP mod's initial is going to be 1. Right now it's just setting up a modifier so we can finish out this tech tree. The main focus right now is getting this skill tree up and running, because my next goal, which we'll probably have to push off until Friday, is going to be changing this slightly by going, okay, we have a working stat sheet, great, but we've got multiple classes. I want to be able to change what's in these based on what class it is. Like, we'll probably keep health, XP, and stats here, but like the warrior class, I might take out like these 4 here and change it for more straight stat things. Or the healer, I might actually change this up and all that good stuff. But it's mostly to show off how one can go about changing on the fly based on an enum what each of these buttons does, and we can have it read based off of what each one is supposed to. Like, if you're a warrior, you're not going to have lockpick here and hack here and stuff. That, like, it, it'll be like, okay, well, this text needs to be set to charge, and you're supposed to move forward really quickly or whatever. Invisibility, and you set the visibility of your character, kind of thing. I hope that makes sense. Okay, where was I? XP mod, right? But yeah, I'm trying to get it set up so that we could actually have a full, like, multi-tier branch kind of thing. Because I'm personally very interested in how skill trees work and how to not only properly balance them, which this is not for, but how to properly set them up so that when you got multiple classes, they're not all just drawing from the same skill tree. You can actually have varying classes like you would in an MMO, like you would in Fallout, or in something like that, where you want to really customize your character. I'm very interested in how that works and how I can go about setting it up properly. Mostly for my own devious purposes, because I have a couple of ideas that, while I haven't done anything with them, which, yeah, ideas are about as good as fucking water at the moment. Well, not even so. They're about as useful as toilet paper when you don't need to poop. Uh, but having an idea and then being able to actually do something with it, now that is useful. Don't need this. Need this. Then I need left line progress 3 this time. What did you do? Left line progress 3. That's what I wanted. And set XP mod. And we're just going to set it to 2. So that should work. And thing is, now I'm going to have to actually add more to XP required. Can be stored inside component class, so it is easy to attach to a different character, or other limitations on components. Something like this, I think you would be able to, because you're using it, as long as you use, oh dear, I'm not certain. You should be able to. I don't see why you wouldn't. I mean, honestly, it's just values. If you were trying to add, like, additional components within a component, that could be a problem, because they don't do that very well. In fact, I don't think they're supposed to at all. But theoretically should work. That is something that we can test on Friday. Uh, I can kind of pull this out and see what we can do about making it a component. Because if we could make it a component, that would be very useful for if you had various characters and stuff like that. Hey, Warka, how you doing? Um, ooh, that's a good question. That is a very good question. Boop. Wrong thing. Important documents. Stream project. RPG. Get rid of that. Idea to try. Move skills slash mod trees. Does my computer ever totally freeze? No, I have not had that issue. I know some people do, depending on not only their hardware, but what operating system they're working on. There's been a couple of different issues. At least it used to be with Mac, used to have a lot of issues. But in general, no. Are you experiencing something in particular, Warka? I could try to help you as much as I can here. If not, I can get you to possibly post on the Answer Hub. To components could be useful for modular game design. Yeah, okay. And let me go ahead and idea by middle. Freezing left and right. If you could, can you... Oh, you did post it to Answer Hub? Okay, that's probably going to be the best place to get an answer. In fact, it might have gotten assigned to me, though I'm not one of the Windows 10 guys. So I may have a look at it, or whoever's assigned to it. I mean, we're all entirely competent people, so not an issue at all. I also need to add credits slash thank yous for everyone who has helped with the project thus far. Get names. Okay. Yes, and this is something I do plan on doing. Anyone who has helped in the process or provided an idea or anything like that will be getting credits within the project, because I feel like that's really important for people who have helped me out. If you could work it, if you could link me your DX Diag, I could take a look and see if it's something particular. One thing, if you have a laptop that has an Intel card and an NVIDIA card, and you're using a card switch, there may be a problem, because I know there's some Intel drivers that have been causing issues. They're 10 dot, I want to say 18 dot number, and it says that it says it's this one driver is the correct update, but what's actually happening is they haven't updated their stuff properly, so another update that you have to get from a specific website for Windows 10. Okay, you don't use Intel? Good. Well, let's pull this up. Let's see, I've read through a lot of other questions on here, so I can figure out 15 minutes. Temps are normal. I have not been able to pinpoint any certain actions. Okay, and I'm not logged in, so I can't see whether it's assigned to me or not. You have plenty of RAM. You have a great processor. That's an amazing processor. Jesus Christ. R9 200. Okay, it's not one of the 300 series that was having troubles. If you could, is it with any project that you're working on, or is it a specific project? Perhaps there's something in your project that could be causing the error, or depending on what you've got in there, it could be any number of things, really. But yeah, I'm not seeing anything in here unless there's some new driver out that might be causing the problem with the R9 200 series that should cause an error. Freeze on 2 different projects. Okay, so it's not going to be project specific. Does it freeze if you open a blank project with absolutely no content in it? Like, just straight up blank project, no starter content, nothing like that. Have you had any freezes doing that? Damn. Damn, I am jealous. The computer I'm running on here only has 8 gigs of RAM and does not have that good of a processor. Hell, I'll even show you my DX Diag. I don't mind. Um, like, my computer's a fucking potato in comparison. It might be a Windows 10 thing. Run 64-bit. Yeah, I absolutely understand that. Like, let's see. See, I've only got an i5 running at 30 gigahertz. I've got 2 gigs of RAM, and I've only got a 750 GTX. So your computer is definitely running better than mine. I got 16 more. Nice. I'm planning on putting at least another 8 in this one. And if I can afford it during tax season, possibly just updating my processor again. I actually just updated all of this last year so that I could stream. God, I wish I could run a Titan X on this thing. That'd be fucking amazing. Um, what could it be? What could it be? What could it be? Okay. Um, yeah, do me a favor tonight, if possible. Run the run the editor on a just completely blank project and see if you get the freeze. Um, when you do get the freeze, if you do, write down the steps that you took just before the freeze occurred. That's particularly important because if it's something that is in the editor that could be causing the issue, then typically if you can get us exactly what steps you're taking and we can reproduce it on our end, especially with a freeze, those tend to be really, really important. Because we don't want people, stuck from being able to publish their game because of a freeze. So if you could do that for me and get that onto the Answer Hub page, it'll be that much easier for us to get started and figure out what's going on. And we will definitely see what is happening there. Just leave the editor open. Have you checked to see as well? Okay, one thing that might help, have your task manager open. So like if you come down to task manager and just have the processes open where it says Unreal Editor.exe, check what it starts out at and then leave the computer, like you said, for like 10 minutes and see if it's increased substantially when you come back. Typically, if it's a memory leak, this will jump by a large margin during the process of it being open. Especially, we used to have problems with it being minimized, and if it was minimized and left just to run, it would freeze up. I think that got fixed, but if it's a regression, it would be really nice to know, so that we could get it fixed again and figure out what in the code is causing that error. So if you could do that for me, that would be a massive step towards figuring out what's going on and getting it taken care of. Because that would that kind of error, if it's a big one. Yes, work, I do. I'm actually one of the engine support techs at Epic. So I'm actually on the team that looks at these errors uh, when they come in onto the Answer Hub. um, so definitely, definitely get it to us. Oh yeah, well, I stream every Wednesday and Friday, typically 7 to 9, but somewhere between like 8:30, 9 o'clock. So come anytime, and if you have questions, please feel free to ask them. I enjoy answering questions. I'm one of those conceited bastards like that like to answer things and do things and all. This is not an Epic official stream. It is my own personal stream, so there's a lot of cursing involved. I don't censor myself, since it's not official. I'm not representing Epic in any way. I'm just trying to help out where I can. Um, I'm much more professional at work.